Hey Soul Tribe, this is Gwen with Wild Valkyrie Healing. Another message coming through. This one, I decided to do a little differently. I want you guys to actually see what it is as when I do the readings for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminines and the energies lying within them. So you guys get more of an insight what that actually does. This isn't a love reading. Okay, this isn't his and hers. Now, granted, because we are talking the energies and there are people who are connected, it could have messages that go along with that type of stuff. However, that's not what this reading really is about. It's about connecting with yourself in your own internal divine masculine and feminine energies. Okay. I want to remind you all, these are messages that come through from the divine. I am not licensed in anything. When I share, it is purely from my own insight, my own knowledge, my own understandings of things, and from source when it comes through, because I do channel from them. I am clairaudient, clairsentient, and claircognizant. There we go. So basically means I can hear them. I know when I feel things, and it's just kind of one of those things. I know, I see, I don't really see. In a way, but not quite what you would envision seeing is. It's more like feeling and seeing the energies that are going on within that. So, on that note, anyway, remember, time is an illusion. Things can happen at any given time. This is not set in stone for a specific time. If this finds you and you feel like it's resonating, then there's a message for you at that time. No more overthought on that. It is what it is. It happens when it happens. You find things when you find them. Then, like we keep telling everybody in the spiritual world, there is no such thing as a coincidence. Okay? Nothing is coincidental. Spirit, divine, your angels, your ancestors, they all have ways of manipulating energy. Talking through phones, looking through Facebook. All of that is still energetic fields. Having an animal cross your path, they still have an energetic field they can use to help put them into your position for you to find that at that moment. That is the understanding of the spiritual realm. Okay, just a little more insight and in-depth in that. So for people who are still learning the process, including myself, I'm not a master. I will never be a master. I am just a guide, and I am learning as I go. And I will forever be learning. It's part of the journey. So anyway, let's get into this, okay? So this side is our masculines. This side is our feminines. And then I'm going to pull from our oracle deck to get you guys a little bit more insight on the actual energies within both sides. But I do have a little bit of a layout for us. So the masculine run this way, the feminine run this way, and then I've got two underlying energies from each side connecting in with each other. Right off the bat, as I was shuffling cards for in between the two, you guys are working on releasing. There's releasements of sorts, whether it's past traumas, whether it's hurts between each other, whether it's things that happened well before you ever met each other. No matter which way it is, you're releasing things. It's part of the journey, okay? So, an affirmation for you. I release that which does not serve my higher purpose with gratitude and love. It does not mean you release it resentfully. It is I thank you for the information. I thank you for the lessons. And on that, I wish you the best. That is the gratitude and love. It's not, well, I hope you go to, that's not going to do you any good. It's just going to bring back negative to you. When you release something, you just have to let it go. Example, when my ex and I split with each other, I had people offering to do some pretty low things, and I told them all, it's not worth it. Because I didn't feel it was. I love that person. I loved them with all my heart as best as I could. It just didn't work. We grew apart from each other. Too much shit had happened between each other. So be it. Such is life. Okay? I take my side, my damages, things that I had to work through, and move forward. To my knowledge, they did the same thing. I didn't look back. I didn't double check. I wasn't worried about it. When I told them adieu, that's what I meant. I wish them the best to move forward with their lives. Okay? That's what this is talking about. Just to give you more understanding. So when you release, you don't wish ill will. You just go, okay, yeah, that sucked, but I heard you. Thank you for the information, and I wish you all the best. Despite how much it might hurt, despite how deep it might cut, I'm having my own, so I feel like my energies are off. It's kind of why I'm in the same transitions as you guys right now, okay? Typically what happens when we're doing this type of stuff, we'll go through it and then you're going to go through it, or we'll go through it together. Depends on where you are within that part of the journey, okay? So masculines, as we talked about in one of my readings not that long ago, we're told to go work with the violet flame to understand what that means. But so know what that means, to dig a little deeper. It's part of the healing. It's part of understanding. Violet typically also means your higher, your mind. So working through a lot of that internal mind work. Sorry, I had a phone call come through just to clarify what that was. And then from there, as we talked about last time, we had a war. The masculine and the feminine, again, internally, the masculine and the feminine went at war with each other. The truce got dropped. Her energies came through. They had to start working through these things. Right now, there's still a bit of a block. It's not trying to clear the path. It's sitting there looking at it going, well, this sucks. What do I do with it? Do I give up? You haven't realized that all we gotta do is just move that stump or figure a different way around the stump. If it's not a super long stump, you can take a short little jog around it, right? That's what this is guiding towards. Find that little step around or pull out that axe. If you really look, he's got an axe in his hand to chop it through. Your masculine side just hasn't quite figured that part out yet. He's still sitting there going, right? He's really sitting there going, feeling like it's two worlds. The internal world versus the external world. It's a little hard sometimes. When we feel in here, there's so much greater that could be done. So much more that we could have. But the outside world, it seems like every time we try, we just get smushed like a bug, right? Anytime like you're like, all right, I gotta go forward, I gotta start doing things better. Squash. That's where he's feeling right now, is the squash. But there's reason. He's being guided to work through those egoic sides, having to drop that ego. He's being guided by the divine physician to do such. It's working through. So our masculines, as I mentioned before, that's our action base. That's our thoughts and our actions, and we put things forward. Okay, the woman, the feminine side, dream it up. They feel it, they see it, they want it created. The masculine goes and makes it happen. But when the masculine gets a little distorted, the ego side is coming through, and it's, you know, we've all had those people we know who are like that, whether they're feminine or masculines, or whatever you want to be in between. You know that mindset, where it's just like, no. You give them every possible solution. It's no, because it's not their way. It's not how they want it to happen. Not understanding, sometimes it's not about the way you want it, but what can be actually done to get there. Sometimes if you take that insight from somebody else, you drop that ego. Do you see how it links together? You drop that ego, you hear that knowledge from somebody else who's been like, I see what you're talking about. Have you possibly thought about this option instead? And you're like, no, because you don't want to hear it, right? But then later on, you're sitting there and you're like, huh, maybe they had a point. Maybe I was being so prideful that I didn't want to hear it, right? That's where your divine position comes in. That's where the divine is working with the masculine energy, going, all right, you put your little ego self down, because we're trying to break you through these traditional mindsets that you had to be hard as rock and manly man, right? That's not the case. That's not the case. Men do not have to be hard as nails and stoic to be males. Believe it or not, most feminine energy within yourself or an actual person, they like seeing the softer side. Yes, they want you to have some strength to you. Most of them want to feel a little protected. It's kind of just part of the feminine energy, okay? But only when it is needed, not all the time. When it comes down to it, they want to be treated and respected and honored as who they are. They are your insight. They are your magicians. They are the ones that will make your home become so much more than just a place to live. It becomes your life force. They become your life force. When you start falling down, they're the ones to pick you up. They're the ones to give you the insight, the hug, and the unconditional love to bring you back up. That's all they want in exchange. That's how that energy works. And when we get distorted in one side of ourselves, that's where that doesn't work, because we're not being reciprocated or reciprocal to each other or within ourselves. So when we're not reciprocating within ourselves, we're not reciprocating outward. Okay? There's a knock on the door. They're wondering, hello, are you going to hear us this time? Or are we going to continue to do this silly nonsense over here? Because there's love. You just got to open your mind. You got to get past that egoic side. Okay? Because this is going to be really fun. We're going to go through the feminine and then we're going to get to the middles of these. Because this portion right here, I can't wait to tell you guys. Your feminine side, now that you understand where your masculine's at, your feminine's going, yep, nope, see, I got the key. This is my garden. I've built this bitch up. Yeah, I'm not going to let you take it down. I'm not going to let you come in here with that nonsense and ruin my garden. I mean, we all heard women tell guys this before. Don't you touch my roses. Don't you touch my flowers. Don't you do this. Don't you do that. I worked way too hard. Do you hear your feminine? She's going, I'm going to hold on to this key. Because this key is to our kingdom. And until you can give me the reciprocation, see how they work this, the reciprocation back, you're not getting it. It's my key. I made this happen. You can sit over there with your issues. Because I've already done that mindset. I've already done the poverty and the lack and feeling like I was never good enough. I've worked really hard to find some symmetry and to build and to create and become my magician myself and become what I needed when you weren't able to be there. Because things are coming to light faster than you realize. Your feminine's intuition is, they can see through you faster than you know. Again, this is internal work. Your internal female energy knows what that masculine is doing because you are one in the same. One in the same. You are fighting within yourself. When you start realizing that, as soon as that masculine drops that ego side, that feminine goes, okay, come here. Come get your hug. Do you feel better now? Think about a mom with her toddler when they're doing things like that. That's what she's doing over to her masculine energies right now. It's okay, you go do that. You go have your temper tantrum. When you're ready, come back and we'll talk. Because There are things happening within the night. You could be dreaming things. There's stuff coming through in the evening time that has got your feminine going, I got enough over here. I don't need that. She is your abundance. Your feminine energy is your passions. She is what drives you. She is your visionary. But she's done with the heartaches. She's done pulling her heart out and feeling like everybody just wants to use it as a voodoo doll. She has worked too hard to do anything with that. And anybody, internally or externally, creating this, it's done. She doesn't want a part of it. She's worked too hard to transform herself from the dark to find her light. She knows how to use both sides because she's worked that far. So if you want this side, you want that dark side, you want that mean, you want that nasty, you want to see how quick she can cut you down, keep it up because she will. You want this side, you want that, wow, she's beautiful. She may have gone through a lot, but she is, whew. Then it's time to let the ego go down. It's time to step into your path. It's time to own up to the masculine side of its damages. I'm trying to find the right word. She's patient. She's waiting for you. She's letting those waters do their job. She's letting that water heal. See, this is where I told you it's going to be fun. Okay? She's made a judgment. But he's right on track where he's supposed to be. Remember, she's being patient. She knows what she wanted. She put her foot down. She's like, You want this? You're going to earn it. You're going to show me you can step up to the plate. We're on our track. I know we're on our track. Working with the divine, that intuition, that insight coming through the night, the illusions breaking free. She's going. I know. He knows somewhere deep down too. But she's not waiting for you. She's going to step through. She's just sitting there going, all right, I'm at the gate. You going to make it? I'm at the gate. Are you going to catch that train or not? Are you ready to step forward? Because I need you in this energy. I need you as the King of Pentacles. I need you stable. I need you abundant. I need you able to be the King of Kings, aka more of the Emperor. She's an Empress. You are the Emperor. This is the earthly side of it. She needs you to start stepping into this. It's time to step into your masculine mindset of, I can do this. I can stay in that firm, strong energy, but I don't have to go distorted. I don't have to let the ego run. I can actually control that side and create better. We can create better. We can create better. We have the sun. This is like joy, epitome, abundance, all of it. This is the light of the light. This is your best card of the tarot deck. She's just waiting for you. It's time to go forward. See, I told you, it's going to be fun once we got over here. Now it's starting to be like, oh, now I see what they're up to. I understand what they're getting at. Because she's not doing this no more. Oh, she's definitely not doing this no more. She's not sitting there waiting. She's not playing the woe is me games. She's let those walls crash. Done. Over it. Done and over it. Now it's his turn to step forward and to start to build. To heal. This came out the other day. To become the master of himself. For his feminine. Being guided with strength and courage by Michael. To have their wishes fulfilled. It'll be coming through in August time frame. Okay, so apparently September. Somebody somewhere, remember September. She is his queen. She is the unconditional love that he needs. Now he just has to remember how to honor that and to treat her right. Internal, external, whichever way you're resonating with that. It's time for him to remember how to treat her right. Stay in the present. The present is where we're supposed to be right now. We're not supposed to be looking out to the future. We're not supposed to be trying to devise these grand schemes. Right now, the focus is on the present. The focus is on that healing, on that inner work. It's time to work with your sacral chakra. Do you understand? Crown, throat, heart, solar, sacral. Down in that little nether region. That little region we all like. And then the root. The root is the base of the trees. The sacral is reproduction. It's your connection to both sides of your energetic field. Come on, we all been there. That's where you get a lot of that extra passion from. It's time to find that passion, to get to your lady, to help that feminine energy in yourselves. Because it's time to transform. Not just one side, not just the other. Both sides. It's time to unite. It's time to become one. To find your bliss. The sun, to find your bliss. Remember, when you're feeling heavy, it's okay to rest. When it's been a really long day, it's okay to rest. It's been a really hard flipping year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever it is. It's okay to rest. It's okay to go, you know what? I need some time for myself. Because I've had so much going on and I've been there for so many. But right now, myself needs me the most. Those are those healthy boundaries. That is honoring yourself. That is your masculine side going, wait, my feminine needs some time. So I'm going to now step into this position, act in her place, and tell everybody, not right now. We need time. Internally, we need time to recalibrate, to balance ourselves. To balance ourselves. Okay. Think about our little silver balls we used to have, the kinetic balls. That's what they were known as. And you would kick it and it would go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But when you take it one side and you would drop it and it would go crazy, right? It would swing from one side to the other so quick and so fast. It was so hard. And eventually it starts moving slower and slower into a more rhythmic flow. That's what you're working on. You went one extreme to heal that extreme. Now you swing to the other extreme to heal that extreme, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until you find the steady flow. Until you can learn to master both sides of yourself, your internal and your external worlds. Until you can learn to master both sides of that, you're going to feel these crazy forces. But once you find that steady flow, you're like, okay, let me grab that real quick. I'm going to use this portion right here. Okay, now I'm going to put that back over there because now I need to pull this from over here. Okay? Same idea. Whenever you're baking or spell work or whatever else you want to talk about or reference it to. Flow like water. If it crashes, it crashes. Do not try to make it happen. If it flows, it flows. Move like water. Quit fighting the current. It's only going to pull you further out. Okay? Have faith and trust. We are moving through with the moon. I am in harmonious flow with the moon's energy in all phases of life. You are doing what you're supposed to be doing. Even if it's hard right now, even if it feels like your life is gone topsy-turvy, and you are standing on your head while the world is still standing upright, or vice versa. Trust your intuition. You are being divinely guided. Use your crown, use your third eye. It's coming through for reasons. Take that knowledge and put it to your core. Your core, your solar plexus. I am. I feel. That is this area. I am. I am abundant. I am rich. I am in all areas, in all aspects of life. Clarify that one. So that way you don't think it just means wealth of physical. I'm abundant in all areas and aspects of my life. I am creating a harmonious life. Whatever chooses to go was simply meant to go. Okay. Talked about a mantra within reading 1 or 2 times ago. Check into that. That mantra might come in handy for you. They're chatty. Back to that release work. Back to the present. And your bliss. Okay. Release what needs to be released. Stay in the present. Focus on yourself right now. Don't worry about everything else. Work on this. Self first. And the bliss will come. The abundance will come. Work on reconnecting. Finding that strength and that sovereignty of your power within yourselves. This is amazing, you guys. Absolutely beautiful. I know it's hard. I know it's rough right now. Like I said, I'm going through a lot of the same type of stuff with you guys. But we're going to get through this. We will prevail. We are going to succeed. It just may be rocky. It may be rough. There are going to be times you're going to want to fall down and cry and curl up in a ball and disappear from life. It's what happens when we do our heart work. It's what happens when we have to start digging in deep and healing the traumas and the hurts and pain from the past in here, so we can go forward. Look for your crystals that are going to help you. There's some amazing ones out there for the heart chakra. Okay. They're going to help you through this. I can't tell you how much my life started transforming when I started working more with the crystals. Okay. Example, black tourmaline to help ground out the negative energies. Citrine to help bring in your abundance. Amethyst as well to help ground. Malachite will help you to work through things. It's going to also help to release things. So fair warning though, that one can cause a lot more transformations and a lot more than you may be ready for. So you have to be aware. When you pick that up, just like Moldavite, they are meant to get everything we don't need out. It's just not as intense as Moldavite can be. Okay? I'm trying to think. Cannot pull any off the top of my head. I have a crystal at home that I absolutely adore. I will look into it and I will get it posted for you guys in the areas below. But I love it. It is one of my top faves when I need to recenter myself. You are in transformations. When the cycle ends, it can be hard because, like I said, we have to let go. You are ending one cycle to begin a new. It's time to start to celebrate the new. Alright, you guys. Take deep breaths. When you feel like it's getting heavy, take that step away. I can tell you I've been getting called more and more by Gaia to get back out there in the nature, to take that moment to sit in somewhere, butt on the ground, hand in the dirt, just to release. It's amazing what that breath work can do. Okay? When you're feeling so far out of it, that is sometimes your quickest and easiest, especially when you're in situations like work or things like that, where you just need to quickly just before you pop off. So, work on breath work and get into the crystals. Believe in yourselves and start to meditate. Touch base with Gaia. I have all the faith in you all. I'm right here for you whenever you need. So much love and light sent out to you all as we transition through these energies. And anytime you need, please feel free to reach out. If you do like the reading, please hit like, subscribe, share if you feel like you're like, oh, I know somebody who needs to hear this. Please feel free to share. Help me grow my page. Help me to create and grow my abundance. I'm hoping to make some big transitions as well because of my own health. I know my career that I'm in, I cannot stay in forever. It will get to a point that it's going to become too much for me. So this is a way to help to balance out both sides. That way I can still have abundance coming in, have a steady flow of something, but I can also still try to do what I love, because I do love doing hair. I love working with people. I love helping people work through things. Oh. Start going forward. Use that passion of the night. All right, you guys. Again, much love and light. Lim Lim Liz. I will see you all later. Take care.